I'm gonna tell you right now, La Brea Wale, she's gonna be somebody that's gonna be extremely highly recruited over the next year because what she's doing right now in track, and Roxanne and some of those other girls, what they're doing right now in track is not common. It's very uncommon, and they've earned that. They've earned what's about to happen for them.
You are listening to the East Texas Banner right here at easttexasbanner.com, sitting down with Coach Foreman here in Jasper. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with track. You had 2 qualify.
Yeah, so on the girls' side, Roxanne Hadnot, she's defending state champion in the high jump. I believe she jumped 5'8", but I know she's jumped 5'10", and I tell her every day you're going to go 6 foot, and I believe she will get 6 foot at the state track meet. So she's a defending state champion. Now she's a 2-time defending regional champion, and she's going to try to defend her crown at the state track meet on the 14th, I believe. It's next Thursday.
Yeah.
And then you also got La Brea Wale. She jumped 19.7 in the long jump, which is unreal. And actually a girl from Marble Falls jumped 20 feet. But that mark just changed her whole recruitment because that's an unreal mark, and she's going to get 20 feet as well. But she'll have a chance. Both those young ladies have a chance to bring home gold. They'll both medal. And then, we competed well. La Brea also competed in the triple jump. You had a relay 4x1. They finished 1 spot out of going to the finals. And then you had Asia. Didn't make it to day 2 of the 300 hurdles, but she competed good, and she's a freshman. So future's definitely bright in girls track.
Heck yeah. So tell me a little bit about. You guys are going through kind of modifications right now.
Yeah. So the weight room's coming along really good. It
looks like somebody's barn, bro.
It's
huge.
It is, but it's doubled in size.
Okay.
And so you can see they got all 4 walls now. They got the outside put up. I think they need to paint part of, but the units on the roof. They were working on that last week, and then this week they fixed the top. Now I know the stuff needs to be painted still. The beams are all up, but they fixed the interior up top, and so it's getting close. The ETA is the last week in May, and we're approaching that deadline. But those guys have done a good job of working on that. They've worked a lot of hours.
Sure.
A couple of times, I leave here late in the day. I leave here at 6:30 or later. They're still up here working, which that's a good thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you were talking the other day about how this is going to be the biggest workout space that you've actually been around as head coach. And when we walked back there, I was thinking, well, from the outside, you kind of get a sneak peek. Kind of the size of it. But, man, when you step in there, this thing is huge.
Yeah, it is big. And so now my goal is we got a big weight room. Let's put some people in it. I got to get some
weights in it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we need to put some people in there. The weight's going to be there. I need to make sure there's people in there lifting those weights. But
no doubt.
Because of the rain lately, we've lifted outside because we've had to. So we're power cleaning and squatting in the rain, and that's not ideal. But I will tell you, it's going to be a memorable off season for these guys because hopefully they never have to do lifting in the rain in the future. They're actually getting pretty good at it. So I feel good if we play 10 regular season rain games. I feel good about our chances in those games.
Oh man! So you guys you got college day. You got college day coming around.
Yep. So
what does that look like?
All right. So I don't take credit for a whole lot in my career, but I will take credit for that because one night, about 14, 15 years ago when I was a head football coach at Beaumont Central, I couldn't sleep. It was about 2 a.m. Well, I turned on the TV, and Alabama was having their pro day. And so, I kind of came up with this, plan. Let's have a college day. Now, that's when we were in full pads. And so now this will be my first one. This will be my 14th college day. So what happens is when those coaches come down here, I'm gonna feed them, kind of butter them up a little bit, and then we're gonna hand out packets. And in those packets has every kid in the program. It's got their transcript, it's got their Twitter handle, it's got their cell number, it's got their address, all their information, and it'll have broke down by classification. So class of 27, 28, 29. each class will wear a different colored jersey, and they'll have, of course, different jersey number. And so that way it's easier to identify them. Black jersey is a freshman, crimson's a junior, and white's a senior or whatever. It may not be that, but something similar. That way it's easier for these college coaches to walk around and identify. So we're going to warm up and stretch the kids. We start off with agility stations. We got about a 5-station rotation, and then we'll go into one-on-ones across the board, and then we'll go into Pascal, a little bit, as much inside as we can do without tackling anybody, and then we'll finish with a little bit of a team session. And so, but these college coaches will be walking around. I'll be walking around as well, trying to give them details, help them make assessments. But from this day, I've always had offers that come from this day. And what this basically does is, if there's 8 to 10 colleges that show up, that's 8 to 10 camps that these kids just went to. Well, there ain't no way you can get to 10 camps in the summertime, not at each university.
Sure.
And so I'm bringing the camp to us. I'm bringing the university to us.
Yeah.
And these college coaches that have kind of recruited my kids for the last 15 years, they understand the product that they're getting. They understand that the kids are going to be mentally tough, and they know how to work, because that's the thing. If you get to college and you hadn't been pushed, in high school, and you've been given stuff instead of earning it, you don't stay in college very long because you're not used to competing for things. We have to earn everything we get here, and our kids, I tell them, you get an opportunity every day when you wake up to earn everything you get, and they're buying in. This week after school, we've had 2 days so far. We had 62 kids show up on Monday, and we had 53 kids show up yesterday. That's pretty good, because when I first got here, nobody was staying after school.
Right.
And they do voluntary, lifting and, that's and conditioning, and that's a big deal. We got leaders that have emerged, and they're leading those workout groups. Like I said, even though we're lifting outside in the rain, it's still productive,
Sure.
And I like it because kids are always here. And I want the kids to always be here, because if they're here, they're getting better at something, they're not getting in trouble.
That's right.
They go to tutorials, and then, I stay, and these coaches stay until the last person's done lifting. We normally leave here between 6 and 6:30 every evening, but it's worth it, because with the product we're going to put on the field in the fall, you'll be able to tell the difference between this year and last season.
Dude, there's very few people that I sit down with that feel like I'm hooking up to 220 electricity. You know what I'm saying? But it almost feels like, there's that you just feel the energy of the whole place. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you on that, man, because, shifting and transitioning, obviously you're establishing a whole different rhythm, right?
Yeah.
Or just a different standard, right?
Well, on that note, I did tell my principal, Dave Victor Williams, I said, because we were talking about rebuilding programs.
Sure.
And I told him, I said, oh, yeah, this is it for me. This is, even if I had ulterior motives moving forward, which I do not, I want to be here when I retire.
Sure.
But, it's not easy. You talk about the energy. It's not easy. It takes every bit of me and these coaches
Sure.
to do what we're doing right now. But I'm blessed because Mr. Sawbolt, Mr. Casey at the junior high, Mr. Williams at the high school have bought into this, and the staff that we're assembling, not just on the guys' side, but on the girls' side, is going to be, incredible in my opinion. It's going to be one of the best staffs in Southeast Texas and in the state of Texas. But I do want to touch on recruiting, just briefly. So since I've been here, we had the first offer, was earned this past week. Cajun Armstrong, class 2029. He's a safety. He's a skilled player. UTSA offered him. Coach Traylor is the head coach there. Coach Traylor, people from here may be familiar with him. He was the head coach at Gilmer when they played in Jasper for the state championship. But he's a friend of mine, and he's coached my guys in the past. He's got 2 of my guys on his roster right now at UTSA. He had 1 at Arkansas and 1 at Stephen F. Austin. So he's a guy that I believe trusts, my opinion, and I trust him of taking care of our student athletes. So we're excited about that. There's been about a dozen colleges through here over the last week and a half that have recruited our guys. And, it matters when the head coach is promoting, and the
Yeah.
program and the kids. I believe in these kids. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I love these kids. And I want the entire program to be successful. I'm going to tell you right now, La Brea Wale, she's going to be somebody that's going to be extremely highly recruited over the next year, because what she's doing right now in track, and Roxanne and some of those other girls, what they're doing right now in track is not common. It's very uncommon, and they've earned that. They've earned, what's about to happen for them, and I'm excited for the student athletes on the female and the male side here. So we're extremely excited, and we also are appreciative to all the coaches that have come through. But it's a community thing.
Yeah.
The community is ready for what's about to happen, and it's kind of like you holding them back, holding them back, and in August we're going to unleash girls and guys sports, and it's going to be an awesome experience. I believe that. One thing I would ask is support getting these kids up here in the summertime. We did release, and I mentioned this last week, we released our summer strength conditioning times. I will follow up on that, which is 7:15. Breakfast will be served starting on June 1. Breakfast will be served at 7:15 in the cafeteria. Kids come down here from 8 to 12, or from 8 to 10 is going to be the incoming 6th, 7th, and 8th grade class, girls and boys. And then immediately following that, from 10 to 12, is the incoming 9th through 12th graders. And then lunch is served after that. At around 1 o'clock is when you have your sport-specific times, and that's volleyball, that's basketball, girls and boys, football, baseball, whatever else is being worked out at that time. And so, support that summer strength conditioning. It's an extremely it's the last phase of our off season. Summertime, you can get ahead or you can get behind in the summertime. We encourage all levels, girls and guys, to be up here working out in the summertime.
No doubt, man. So what I think is cool is how you're bringing it all together. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing, your junior high kids, bringing them in. You're having an actual off season for those guys and get those kids dialed in.
Yeah. Here's how I look at it. I mean, at this level, occasionally you do have freshmen that play varsity sports.
Sure.
Occasionally you do. Even at the highest level you do. And so we have decent attendance right now for junior high kids after school. Football, we'll have anywhere between 7 and 15.
Yeah.
The most I've had 16 in one day.
Yeah.
When we had 62 kids up here on Monday, 16 of those were junior high kids, 7th and 8th graders.
Wow.
And when they're not playing youth baseball or doing other things, they're up here, and that's what I want, because they'll have an opportunity to compete for a job. I tell our kids, when you walk on the football field in the varsity football game, they're not checking IDs. They don't care if you're a freshman or if you're a senior. If you've earned it, you're going to get rewarded, and that's what I believe, and that's how this program is going to move moving forward.
No doubt. Coach Foreman, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Jay's up. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family.